keep on keeping on. So announcements-wise, a couple things going on next week that we want to really make you aware of. It is the Super Bowl next week, so next Sunday night, there's going to be a student ministry Super Bowl party right here at the church. They're going to hang out. This screen with football on it is super cool. And so they're going to be in here, and that is like, it is high def. It's, you can't quite feel the football game, but you can almost feel the football game. So student ministry is going to be here having a good time next Sunday night, all 7th through 12th graders. Hopefully they can come. I don't know if they're supposed to bring anything down. I'll let them know, but there's going to be food, games, activities, and even if they don't like football, they play a lot of games. They have a lot of fun. They give away some stuff, so just a good time to enjoy that. At the same time, there's going to be an adult Super Bowl party at Joel and Janice Brandel's house. So they live a little bit north of town, but they've got a super cool house. It's real big, lots of room, and again, they're going to watch football, but they're also going to be playing cards and having fun and eating food. And so if you need a place to watch the game, if you'd like to get involved and more connected with some people from church, you want to just hang out and have fun, Joel and Janice Brandel would love to have you be a part of that. They're looking forward to a great time, and so we'll have that address in the director or in the bulletin next week and everything else. But that's going on next Sunday. Also, next Sunday, we are starting something. There's two things. At 10:10 next Sunday, so you guys are here first hour. After first service next week, we're going to have our ordination service for our leadership group. And so that's one of the things that we haven't done well at keeping up with. When COVID hit, we didn't ordain the leaders at that time. And so as a church, we are governed or led by a group of elders who are our spiritual leaders. And so they take care of the spiritual part. They make sure that whatever I ever say is biblical and on point. And then we're also served by a group of deacons. And those deacons are just guys from the church who are just going to be kind of the first responders to whatever needs come up. And so those are approved every year at our annual meeting in December. And we're going to have an ordination service next week at 10:10, so in between services, where we're just going to pray over them. We're not imputing any it's not anything magical. It's just in the Bible. When new leadership took place, they kind of placed their hands on them and they prayed for them. So as current leaders, we're going to pray for our new leaders that way. So we'd invite you to stick around for that. But it is going to be in between services, trying to figure out how to do it with both services. And, it's kind of weird to do an ordination twice to let everyone see it. So we're going to do it once in the middle of service. So if you want to stick around for that, we're just going to kind of take a quick break after first hour, let anybody else come in. And then we're just going to have a service of prayer for them, just kind of as we install those new leaders that way. And then after that, there's going to be a brand new class called What We Believe. And so maybe you are new or newish to Novesta, and you're like, hey, what's this church all about? How does it work? There's going to be about a 6-week class that's going to happen second hour, but it's going to start basically after first hour. So again, you guys are first hour people, so if I said there's a class starting at 10:30, we're going to get done at 9:55, and you're going to be like, I'm supposed to stick around for 35 minutes before we start class? No, you're supposed to go to the bathroom, get a coffee, and then there's going to be like a 45-minute class that's going to meet for about 6 weeks on what we believe. Craig Maurer is going to lead it. There's a DVD series it's old, but the material is very fresh. And so the DVD, you watch the people and they're dressed up in the clothes from the 90s. By the way, we looked like dorks in the 90s. Like you watch this video, and in my mind, I'm like, that must be from the 70s. And then you watch, and you're like, oh, that was in 1995. That was not when I was not born yet. But we look really old. But the video material is really, really good. So next Sunday, What We Believe, would love to have you be a part of that, especially if you're newish to Novesta, if you're not sure what kind of a church you walked into or what we're really all about. This class is it's kind of 6 weeks of kind of the who we are, what we believe, what we do, why we do what we do, that type of thing. So that's going on. The other thing I wanted to mention, other than prayer requests, I got one more thing I wrote on here. Yes, also, we have a mission trip that is taking place in a couple of weeks. So there's about 20-some people that are getting ready to head to Puerto Rico. As a church, I just want you, when you think about that, maybe if you see something about a spring break vacation, or if you see the weather getting warmer this week, would you just take a moment and pause and pray for that group that's getting ready to go to Puerto Rico? So they're going to be leaving in 2 Fridays. They're going to be going to Puerto Rico for a week just to love people and serve really well. But there's a lot of logistics that go on with that. There's also a lot of teenagers that are going to Puerto Rico to serve, many of them without their parents. And so I think there's probably 2 prayers, one for the teenagers to have a great experience, but also for the parents parents to not go crazy while they're here, because they're sending their kids like a long ways away to a different country. And so just keep them in your prayers as that happens. The last thing I wanted to share this morning was just a couple prayer updates. Doris Hendrick, one of our longtime faithful members, did pass away on Thursday, and so we're going to do her service here on Tuesday. We're going to celebrate her life. She was such a faithful, loving mom and wife and grandma, and so we're going to